Good morning. This is your wake up call.
It's time to wake up, Wisconsin.
Wake me up!
All right, rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. Come on, hop, hop, hop.
This is the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
Here's your host, Josh Albrecht.
That ball's hit well, right center field. It is back. The Churio get it. It is up and gone. Jackson Churio with a home run. Brewers strike first on this Thursday afternoon. Long run of days in a row. Sanchez cracks one into the deep left field. It is going to fly. El Gary puts the Brewers in front with a solo home run. 0-2 pitch, and on a hop, it eats him up. Coming in to score, Cooper Pratt, and the Brewers add one. It is 4-2 Milwaukee. And Vaughn into left field to base hit. Mitchell had to freeze on the line drive. They're going to wave him home. Here comes Mitchell, and he's in there. Set up for a double play ball, which would end this game if Patrick can get one on the ground. And it's a liner, right to on a hop. Terang to Pratt, and safe is the call. Bang, bang, straight to the video monitor we go. Is it going to be first and third, or is it going to end this game? Pat Murphy says challenge. Oh, yeah this game's going to be over.
After you, the runner's out.
And the game is over. It's a double play to end it. Chad Patrick with his fifth save makes a winner out of Dustin May in his Brewers debut.
Well, that was fun. See those pesky Pirates. We sent them home. We said bye-bye. Brewers with another big win. Great way to wake up on a Friday. Plus, it was a day game, so you had plenty of time to go enjoy the rest of your summer Thursday. And then have a great Friday.
Not a damn good day, though.
Not a damn good day. Nope.
Just a good day.
Just a good day. Still a good day.
Yep.
Still a good day. And hopefully a great Friday on deck. Good morning, Wisconsin. This is the Wisconsin Sports Wake-Up Call. I'm Josh Albrecht, Aaron Morris alongside. I'm not going to lie. How'd you sleep? Will be coming? Oh, whew. Boy, do I got a lot. I was talking to Aaron before the show. I don't know how I used to do this back in the day. Now, I know it's only been a couple of years, but boy, do I feel like
Getting
I'm
old.
getting old. Getting old out here. First of all, though, let's talk about what happened yesterday.
Hey, what happened?
Well, what happened is, as I mentioned, the Brewers win 5-2 in Dustin May's debut for the Crew. He goes out there, he throws 97 pitches, gets through 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks. Overall, great start. Great start for Dustin May. I think, honestly, the biggest thing I loved about it, though, was the fact that he wins 6. He gave up the 2 runs relatively early, but then, settled in, gets through 6 innings, gets to almost 100 pitches. It was just nice to see that based on how cautious I think we've either been with some pitchers this year, or that we just had pitchers like Sprout who couldn't sniff 6 innings. So that was great to see. Was a big fan of that. And again, I don't know necessarily that this answers the question for me of, all right, one start, what's our plan with Dustin May long term? But it's a start in the right direction, say it that way.
Yeah, surprisingly, he kind of got through 6 after the start he had. 24 pitches in the first inning.
Mm-hmm.
He had a long 4th inning as well, but was able to get a couple of 1-pitch outs in that inning to help him be a little more efficient. And 6 innings is great. I thought he definitely was not at his best because of the adrenaline and the emotion of pitching in your debut for a team, especially at home. That adds a lot to it, right? First impression is so important. You want to try so hard to pitch well in front of your new fans. So I think all of that encapsulated how he pitched was really, really good, even if the results didn't necessarily look really, really good.
Yeah, and you talk about that adrenaline and the fact that it was his debut with the Brewers. He did have a few things to say about that after the game.
I got to pull it up.
Oh, okay.
Give me a sec.
That's okay. We'll just slide right past
You
it.
can skip past that.
Yeah.
I don't know where it went.
I
had it up.
He was excited. He was excited to be with the team, was essentially what he's saying.
Here you go. I got it.
Okay, you do got it.
What did you feel just getting out there for the first time?
Yeah, it was definitely exciting. Definitely had a little rust to knock off. It's been 8 or 9 days since my last one. So, yeah, it was good to get out there and compete. And the guys played great behind me, and we scored some runs. So it was a great team win.
What did you think of some of the defensive plays behind you? It seemed like, you had a reaction to Terang and Mitchell, and you had good reactions to some of those plays.
Yeah. The defense positioning was great. There was a couple where I turned around and be like, oh, it's going to be a hit, and they were right there. So that was very cool to see, and very excited to be a part of it.
It was pretty cutter heavy today. Was that a design thing, or is that reacting?
I think it was just kind of what was planned. Fastball was hit or miss, so definitely could have mixed in a couple more sinkers, but yeah, the cutter was planned, so just leaned on it. Yeah.
There you go. So, again, generic stuff. Excited to be here.
Yeah.
Great.
I think the defensive part is interesting because there were a couple of times where like Garrett Mitchell had one in the left center field gap that he ran down pretty easily, and Dustin May was like,
damn.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
You made that look really easy. And I think that just tells you how good this Brewers defense can be, that a guy comes over and is like, you can make that play?
Yeah, listen, that's a good defense is a pitcher's best friend. They absolutely love and appreciate that. Their second best friend is a good offense.
Hey, what happened?
Churio and Gary Sanchez both with solo shots, although I thought it was funny that, first of all, beggars can't be choosers. Glad that we had 2 balls leave the yard, right? Want to see more power. Churio finally gets one to go instead of dying on the track.
He
That
had
was
one die on
fantastic.
the track yesterday, too. He
He
almost
did.
had a 2-homer game.
He did, but he got one over.
Yep. We'll take it.
And then Sanchez also with one. I don't know, was it on this show or the Steve Zabin show with Josh Albrecht? One of the shows we were talking about the need for non-solo home runs. Seemed like all the home runs when they
Probably
were
the
getting them
Zabe show.
were solo home runs. And not being able to get a guy on base and then knock the ball out of the ballpark. But, again, beggars can't be choosers. We're having flashes of power. We want more of that. Terang and Vaughn both with RBI singles as well. And then after the game, Murph did say that Bowers is trending in the right direction and he could have pinch hit in emergency. So when it comes to there being power in the lineup, that's going in the right direction, obviously, as well. Biggest thing is that the Brewers won 5-2. They keep winning. They take 3 of 4 in this series against the Pirates. Where does that put the season series?
6-4.
Okay.
Pirates. So they'd have to sweep in Pittsburgh to win the season series.
But
yeah,
knowing that the Pirates had won 6 of 7, did you in any way, shape, or form think that there was a potential for the Brewers to win the season series?
No.
Right.
No,
So the
not
fact
at all.
that's even still in play, pretty impressive for as much as people were saying the pesky Pirates.
Yeah, it's hard to win 6 in a row against any team, no matter who it is.
That's right. Unless, of course, you're the Cubs.
Hey, what happened?
The Cubs keep winning as well, which is why it wasn't a damn good day yesterday, because as much as the Brewers are winning, they can't gain any ground because the Cubs keep winning. The Cubs, and even the more frustrating part, they were down early in that game.
They're down 2-0
against the Blue Jays, who we talked about are not having a great year in comparison to how they were doing last year. They lose in a walk, or the Cubs won on a walk-off error in the 11th. Just so frustrating.
Yeah,
to see it end up that way.
PCA was at second base. Seiya Suzuki at first. They did double steal. Catcher threw it badly. Bounced into left field. Cubs win.
At some point,
yeah.
Are you worried about the Cubs?
Yeah, I mean, I've never not been worried at any point this season that the Cubs would make this close. But the nice thing is that the Brewers are also winning games as the Cubs are winning these games. So it's not like the Cubs. I mean, they've gained one game in the last 10, 2 games. They've gained one game in the last 10 games.
Yep.
So as much as they are winning a ton, so are the Brewers, and it has kept them at a good enough distance for now. But again, still 5.5 is still Not that much in the grand scheme of things with a little under 2 months to go.
Yeah, I mean the Cubs are 7-3 in their last 10. Brewers are 6-4. So they're both right there. They're both right there. That no one is really giving up anything in this race right now.
As tough as the Brewers' schedule is down the stretch, the Cubs actually have a tougher schedule. I think they have the second toughest schedule. The rest of the way, the Brewers have like the sixth toughest or something like that.
So that's what I was gonna bring up, because I was looking and I was like, all right, well the Cubs are playing the Blue Jays, they just had the one game.
Yeah,
it's
a makeup.
And now they got the Royals though. Royals are not a good team. And then they got the Nationals, Cardinals, White Sox, Mariners. That's a lot of teams that are not doing too hot right now, that could allow the Cubs to go on a streak. Obviously, you don't know.
I think the difference for their schedule is that they don't have any really bad teams other than the Royals remaining. Like everyone else in the schedule is basically in playoff contention other than the Cincinnati Reds, and that's a division series, so those are always a little tougher. But everyone else basically is in a playoff conversation the rest of the way, even though they don't play a Dodgers or a Yankees or a Rays or a Brave, or they play the Braves once, or Phillies.
Well, the Brewers will today start their set with the Twins, who are still in a chase for sure in the AL, and then you have the Padres, Dodgers, and then Mariners back home, which is funny that they're playing the Mariners because they're going to the West Coast, and then they're saying, hey, Seattle, you want to come back to the Midwest with us?
I was going to say, maybe they'll take the same plane.
Yeah, they could. And then they'll welcome the Braves. So this, in my opinion, this kind of starts that stretch of games that are going to be crucial for the Brewers. I think this set against the Twins is honestly a really big one, because I think our expectations for West Coast trips are, 500.
Especially this West Coast trip.
Exactly. They say, 500's good. Okay, well, if that's what we're looking at, and we see what the Cubs have been doing and what they have in their schedule, we better take care of the Twins. So some big games starting today. Brewers, Twins at home, 5:40 start on a Friday.
Got Mizorowski on Sunday.
Got Miz
That's
on
good
Sunday.
news.
That is true. That is true. Although it's not, I don't feel like this team right now. It's especially with Sproat no longer in the rotation. I mean, I think they can be in any game.
All right.
Whether Miz is on the mound or not. I don't think it's it's Miz Day coming up on Sunday, so that's a win. Otherwise, look out. I don't have that feeling right now about the rotation. I think the rotation is pretty solid. I'm a big fan of that.
I think it by ERA is the best in the National League.
Yeah.
The rotation.
I believe you're right. Yeah. Also, some things happening with the Packers.
Hey, what happened?
So Marshawn Lloyd at practice yesterday did a backflip after a TD. He was very excited, and he went, I did it! Woo! LaFleur didn't like that, and Marshawn Lloyd was asked about it after the game, and he said, yeah, Coach LaFleur said no more of that.
Backflip. Where did that come from?
Just feeling good. I've always been able to do it. Coach LaFleur doesn't want me to do it no more, but it's, just feeling good, excited. The running backs weren't doing any celebrations when we were scoring, and the whole offense wasn't liking that, especially the receivers came in the running back room and said, you guys need to start celebrating more. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. I can't dance, so I don't know how to do all that, the dance they were doing, but I know how to do backflips.
So I saw Matt come up to you after. Was he telling you not
No,
again?
he said it was cool, but he said, yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. Christian Watson used to do those too.
Yeah, and he told him the same thing, not to stop doing them. So it's definitely cool, because I've been doing it for a long time, but it's fine.
So you're telling you're better than? Is it over now? Is that the last one?
Hey, if he says it's over, it's over.
If he says it's over, it's over. That's the correct answer. Yeah, the difference, especially when you say, Christian Watson used to do them too, and my first thought was, yeah, and he also couldn't stay healthy. Hey, maybe stop doing backflips. I think LaFleur might be onto something here. Let's stop with the unnecessary backflips. But good to see them having fun up at practice. And then also, that wasn't the only time that LaFleur was mentioned. Did you watch, first and foremost, did you watch any of the Hall of Fame game last
I
night?
did a little more than I thought. I thought about
Okay,
5
see?
minutes. It was probably about a quarter's worth of paying attention.
Okay.
I had it on like over to the side when I was on the phone for a little while. I was kind of not really paying attention. Second half, I watched like a few minutes in the fourth quarter. I did turn it off before all the excitement at the end of the game happened, though. So I missed the great ending.
Do you have the great ending?
I do
for
have the
people that
great
missed it?
ending.
So, first of all, the game was the Panthers and the Cardinals, just exactly the teams that you wanted to see in a first game of the season. As
I was
a
like, yeah,
preseason game.
if I had to pick two teams, I was
Yep.
like, okay,
These are the teams.
let's go with the team that is really bad and the team who won a division with an under 500 record. That was my choice.
Let's do those. But this was the final call, the final play of that exciting game.
Off box. Quarterback draw would have a chance.
Game on the line. King, he's going to step up. Pumps, runs, goal line. Is he in? Yes! Carolina wins! Haynes King. King of the night.
King of the night.
Most electrifying sound.
Look at that.
Whole team's out there mobbing them.
It's party time in Canton, Ohio.
It's party time.
I tell you what, he pulled it out, didn't he? I mean, when he had to have it, take off and run. Let's go to your top skill. And he got it done. Completed great passes.
Yeah, so cool.
Love it. Great.
Tirico and Collinsworth both in mid-season form to start off the season as the Panthers beat the Cardinals.
Basically the Super Bowl.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Why even play a season?
Congrats, Haynes King. You just won the Super Bowl.
Yep. That's you would have thought it based on the call.
It was a great call.
It was a fantastic.
Listen, you got to call it
Tirico's
like
so
it's
good.
you got to call it like it's a legit game.
Of course you do.
You can't go in and be like, and Haynes King scrambles, he's in. They win the Hall of Fame game.
All right, that'll do it for us.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. It's a
right,
game-winning play.
right. And Tirico's so good.
Yeah, he's a pro.
Yeah.
The pro.
So that was the Hall of Fame game. If you're a Packers fan and you're going, yeah, I didn't watch that. Why would I care about that? Well, because Matt LaFleur's brother Mike, head coach for the Cardinals, in his first official game start as a head coach, before the game, had a little message from his brother Matt.
You know, Coach, we actually have a special guest that wanted to chime in and say something to you. Do you want to go ahead and take over now?
Hey, Coach. What are we thinking about doing a pregame interview? Don't you have a team to coach?
You know, I thought you guys had practice and meetings, but obviously you're letting your coordinators do that. So.
Oh, yeah. We let them out early tonight.
Good to hear from you, man.
You got the challenge flag?
I don't have the challenge flag yet. You know what? Thanks for bringing that up because that's probably something I was going to miss.
Just
We got a
keep it
lot
in
of
your
red out
pocket,
here
man.
right now. I did
Keep it in your
tell the
pocket.
officials. I did tell the officials, Matt, that I'm not going to slam the challenge flag like my brother. So they got a nice kick out of that.
Yeah, I've been known to do that a few times. But hey, man, you've earned this off. Go let it rip, have fun. And I'm proud of you, buddy. Love you, man.
Love you too, dude. Thanks.
Oh, what an amazing moment. Oh, we're so glad that we should get your brother in there. Did you expect that, Mike? Tell the truth.
I did not expect that right there. So, yeah, I appreciate that, guys. That's pretty cool. I appreciate that. You guys, I mean, come on, man. Now you got me a little bit emotional. I'll hold it in. But...
We did it.
How cute. Adorable. I mean, listen, if you were going to do something like that, it had to be in a preseason game. Like, if they played that, if they would have had that happen, like, somehow before
Week
his first...
4.
or
Got them mic'd up on the field, and they're, yeah.
Oh, trust me, they'll do something, I'm sure. But, yeah, I didn't mind it.
No, it was cool. I like
the
the
exhibition game that wasn't going to matter anyway.
I like the challenge flag.
Yeah,
little jab
ribbon.
that was funny. LaFleur definitely is known to just Gronk spike the challenge flag in front of the officials.
Yeah, that was good. I was a fan of that. A little light banter between Matt and Mike LaFleur before Mike's team goes out and loses in dramatic fashion.
Shoot.
LaFleur gonna LaFleur. Just kidding. All right, but that is what happened yesterday. We want to know, how'd you sleep? How'd you sleep last night? I'm going to tell you how I slept to get things started. coming back next segment because, as I was telling Aaron before the show, I don't know how a couple of years ago I used to do this run that we've been on. I'll explain when we come back on the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Baseball coverage on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. Welcome back to the Wisconsin Sports Wake-Up Call. We're asking the question, how'd you sleep last night? How'd you sleep? I'm not going to lie. Aaron, I didn't sleep well.
You're feeling it.
Oh, boy. It has been a week. So, for everyone out there that didn't listen to Zabe and I back in the day when we were together, when Zabe is in town, it is, I call them Zabe weeks, because it is you just go and 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 go the whole week. So this week was get up Sunday night to Green Bay late, go to Packers training camp, do training camp, come home on Tuesday evening. Wednesday was the quadfecta. Thursday was the first day of State Fair, where we went until 10:15 last night, walking around, trying the new foods. Zabe's first experience at the Wisconsin State Fair. It was a blast. I'm sure we'll get in to some of that in the Steve Zabe Show with Josh Harper. But, dude, I'm exhausted. I'm, like, exhausted. It is these weeks are marathons while sprinting. Like, it is somehow both. And it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's all fun things. But I could sleep till Monday, I'm pretty sure. If I went to bed right now, I would just sleep till Monday. I will tell you the other thing that made it easier to go party like that was because the Brewers had that day game. They had the day game, too. That definitely helped make that possible. I feel like if the Brewers would have had a night game last night, I think that we would have probably cut State Fair shorter.
Really? You're already cutting it short.
Unless we would have watched the game at State Fair. Plenty of places to watch Brewers baseball at State Fair. Yeah, so maybe not. Maybe I can't even say that. Maybe we would have ended up being there even later and watching the game, not getting home until 11. Who knows? It's been a blast, though, and having it topped off with State Fair with him was great. We're going back to State Fair today as a family. You know, we're going to be there. We did the Sporkies. We tried the Sporkies last night, and which are like the foods that won as far as the best new foods of the fair. So we tried those, and some of our finalists are our favorites that we found in those last night. And today's the Drinkies. So it's like the same thing as the food, but now these are drinks, obviously. When are you going to the State Fair? You got to tell me you're going at least one day.
Yeah, I'll be going, in the future sometime.
You have no plan. You have no plan to go to the State Fair.
Not a single plan.
Oh, my God. Yeah, one day.
Then I got to go and I got to park, and then I got to deal with all the crowds, and then I got to walk around for 3 hours.
I forgot that you'd have to go there and park.
Yeah. Got to deal with all the traffic and park far away, and
you don't even have to.
Too much of a hassle. What's the alternative?
I don't think that's the case. I think that you're being a little too harsh on parking.
You got to park far away. Then you got to walk all the way in there, and by that time you're like, wow, it's been an hour. It's probably time to go.
Wow. Is this how you look at like most things?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
So you're very much introverted when it comes to plans.
I don't really care to go out and do stuff in big crowds, and it's too much of a hassle. I don't need to bother with it.
Man, life is not a hassle, Aaron. Go live it.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's a hassle.
Yeah, I mean, it can be, but sometimes it's totally worth it.
I wouldn't say the State Fair gets put in that category.
You wouldn't even know.
I've been. It's cool, but it's not something I want to spend 4 hours at.
You haven't been since you were
it's
early
not,
to mid.
Yeah, there's a reason, and I don't want to spend 4 hours at the State Fair.
Who said you had to spend 4 hours?
I'll go for an hour. Not worth it. I got to drive 40 minutes to get there anyways, and then
No, you're already here. You go after work, You go check it out. You
It's
go
too
say
tired.
You go say hi.
I'll
to
wake up
Spark.
early.
Go say hi to Sparky over there.
I'm doing Sparky's show today.
From State Fair?
No, from here.
Oh.
I'm running the board for him.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll still tell Sparky. I'm going to tell Sparky I need you to schedule Aaron to be.
Well,
at
there's
the
only
State
so
Fair.
many days I can go at this point. Can't go this weekend. I'm gone. And work
You have all next week.
I work Sunday. Wednesday, I have to do post game here. I'm gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week. I only have Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday next week to go. Mondays, you can't go on a Monday. That's the start of a week. That narrows it down to Tuesday.
That's a terrible excuse.
That
You
narrows
can't
it
go
down
on
to
the start of a week.
Tuesday and Thursday.
You're literally coming up with reasons to not go have a good time. All right, fine. Then tell me how you slept.
I think I slept good. Still, I'm a little conflicted. I slept conflicted.
Why is that?
Because the Brewers didn't go out and make that big move at the deadline, right? We talked about it. They didn't get Skubal. They didn't go get Mason Miller or whoever else. They went Dustin May and a couple relievers, right?
Yeah.
Nothing too special. They gave up one of my untouchable prospects for Dustin May, and it's a little disappointing, right?
All right.
And then you kind of go through. It's been a few days, right? So
Yeah, I was
most
gonna
of these,
say, this is
yeah.
If this is still affecting your
But,
sleep
but most
schedule.
of these guys are now getting their first go around with their new team. All these guys who have been traded. I just guys like I don't know. This player here got traded. He gave up 7 earned in 3 2/3. This player gave up 8 earned in 3 1/3.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, this player gave up 5 earned in 4 innings. This player gave up 5 earned in 4 innings. Not very good, right? That's Freddie Peralta, Casey Mize, Foster Griffin, Luis Castillo, all guys who were traded. Now, this guy, much better start. 6 innings, 2 earned, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Pretty good. But there's an L next to that name. Then this other guy went 6 innings, 2 earned, 3 walks, 1 K. So same innings pitched, same earned runs, 1 more walk, 1 less K, but there's a W next to that name.
Sure.
That's Tarek Skubal and Dustin May. So Dustin May has the best start out of any pitcher who was traded at the deadline.
Is that true? Of any starting pitcher, it's him?
As far as I'm concerned, all the ones that I'm trying to find, and some of them haven't pitched yet.
Sure.
But most of them have. And from what I can find, these are the 6 big names that were maybe the Brewers could have been interested in, and they picked the best of that group. Like Kevin Gausman, I think, pitches today or tomorrow for the Cubs. They push him back a little bit.
Sure.
So he could maybe pitch better. And I think there's maybe 1 or 2 out there that were traded that are little lesser names. But out of the big names, Dustin May has the best start out of anybody traded at the deadline.
Okay. So when you see that, because obviously that was important to you, you go through, you're calculating all the stats, you're seeing that, and you see how Skubal did, which, again, he didn't pitch terrible, but he had the loss. He didn't pitch a complete game. He didn't do a CC-esque, I'm here to go win this thing type performance
Him
either.
and Dustin May basically had the same line. One just had an L and one had a W.
Do you look at where the Dodgers have been lately, and does that make you feel any better at all of how things might be in October?
No, because they're starting Eric Lauer every 5 games. They're not starting Eric Lauer every 5 games in the playoffs.
But they started Skubal.
Yeah, they did, and part of this losing streak though is listen, they're gonna have Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell back, and Ohtani's gonna eventually be throwing again. Like, these guys aren't even throwing. And maybe Will Smith comes back on offense. Right now they're playing 2 backup catchers as starters.
Right.
So they're missing a bunch of guys that are hurt, which is this is what they do. They just are like, yeah, how about you just stay injured for a while? And then when October hits, you'll be good to go. So I'm not willing to fall for the rope-a-dope.
Thank you. I'm 100% with you. Fool me once, shame on me. That's exactly what's happening here. I don't for a second buy that this isn't a thing. First of all, they're 8.5 games up on the Diamondbacks. I understand it's only 3 more than the Brewers are on the Cubs, but it feels like they got nothing to worry about with the division. They aren't going to keep it this way forever. It's not going to be like they're going to go into October still with these same things. So you're going to see those pitchers back. You're going to see those catchers back. You're going to see those players back before the end of the regular season. And so you'll see them start clawing back at games. They're not going to just keep losing like this. And more importantly, Hall of Famers, which the Dodgers have plenty of them, future Hall of Famers find a different switch when it's playoffs and postseason. We see it in every single sport. Doesn't matter what it is, football, basketball, baseball, the future Hall of Famers find a way to turn it on. The Dodgers will do the same thing. They're not fooling anybody with these losses. I mean, I shouldn't say that. They're not fooling us. There are some people that are looking at this and going, I don't know. They still haven't gotten to 70 wins. The Braves got to 70 wins. Maybe the Braves are the team to look for this year, not the Dodgers. No. If that's the case, that you're really worried about the fact that the Braves are now the juggernaut that the Brewers need to worry about. Not saying that they don't need to worry about the Braves, but if you're thinking there's one team that stands in the way and you still don't think it's the Dodgers, you're crazy. You're not paying attention.
Yeah, I was looking just now. I'm trying to figure out who the Dodgers have lined up for the Brewers series, because that's here soon, right? That's next weekend.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay, interesting. Looks like they're keeping Tarek Skubal away from the Brewers. Looks like they maybe want to keep him on the down low. Don't want him to face him again, see him again potentially, because he would be lined up to pitch the Sunday game, but they are going with a 6-man rotation right now, with the sixth man looking like it's a bullpen. Like they have
that's so far away. I'm not buying into that yet. Who knows?
Well, they don't have them. They don't have the Saturday game would be Robleski, but they have them Sunday, so they're moving everyone back a day, which means that they're ducking the smoke. They've got their three of their other best pitchers, Sasaki, Yamamoto, and Robleski, pitching, and the Brewers have their best 4 starters. So that should be a really fun series. Mizorowski gets the Saturday game on Fox, so national TV Mizorowski game against maybe a bullpen.
Do you think at this point that the idea that we were talking about of the Brewers coasting and trying to, make sure fatigue doesn't set in and any of these things by being overused, which we definitely saw. We saw that from decisions made by the team with starters. It was, we were going to get this guy. Nope. Okay, we're going to give him a break. We're going to end up giving everyone a break before this off day. We saw plenty of, all right, nope, that's good enough. We're going to pull that pitcher. Whether people want to admit it or not, Murph and this team definitely were in coast mode for a while. Do you think they're still there? I don't. I think after the trade deadline, they came out of it and they went, yeah, we gotta kick it back into gear. I think they had to do it a little bit earlier than they wanted to. Too many people in slumps, not enough opportunities. If the offense was crushing and able to give them 8 runs, then yeah, maybe you wouldn't be in that position, but they haven't been, and I feel like the pitchers have had to work, and they are just not playing that same, oh, yeah, well, I guess we'll see, like the Dodgers are. I just don't think the Brewers are there right now.
Yeah, credit to the Cubs, because they're forcing the Brewers to do that, right? The Padres and
100%.
Diamondbacks aren't forcing the Dodgers to have to do that, really.
Yep.
The Cubs are playing well enough that the Brewers have to at least watch and go, all right, we were talking a couple weeks ago, it was getting close to 10. It was like 8.5, and we're like, okay, if it gets to 10 by about this point, then we can maybe say, all right, comfortable, do what we have to do to get through the season healthy. It's 5.5. That's half of what we were thinking we would have to be comfortable.
Right.
So credit the Cubs for playing well enough to put a little pressure on and force the Brewers to push the pedal a little bit more.
I mean, you can definitely say that they are making it so that series that's coming up between the Brewers and Cubs is going to mean a whole lot. We were hoping
they have 2 series remaining. Yeah,
right. We were hoping that when that first one came, which is a 4-game series, that they'd be up 10 games, and so that even if that series went poorly in Chicago, they'd still be 5.5, and we'd feel a lot better about it at that point. If this stands exactly how it has been, and they go into that series 5.5, they could be a game behind.
Yeah, 4-game series at Wrigley,
or they could be 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that series is going to end up being.
Would you rather play night games or day games at Wrigley as the opponent? Like, do you think there's an advantage for the Cubs either way?
No, I think it smells bad no matter when you're playing the game. I'll tell you what I do want is to see more Jackson Chourio home runs. That will help everyone. We had one of those yesterday, and it is the most electrifying sound of the day. We'll play that for you next. When we come back on the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call, we're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
It's time for
The most electrifying.
Sound of the Day.
The most electrifying.
Brought to you by Best Electric. Learn more at bestelect.com. Don't stress. Connect with the best.
That ball's hit well, right center field. It is back. And Churio get it. It is up and gone. Jackson Churio with a home run. His second in as many days. Brewers strike first on this Thursday afternoon.
Yes, indeed. Jackson Churio's home run to get the party started yesterday, call courtesy of Brian Anderson and Brewers TV, is the most electrifying sound of the day, brought to you by our friends at Best Electric. Remember, no job is too big or too small for Best Electric. Don't stress. Connect with the best. Call them today or visit bestelect.com. Yeah, second home run in as many days. I'd like to keep hearing that. I'd like to keep hearing that Jackson Churio is hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Again, just make these guys a threat. It has to be, yeah, if I make a mistake, they could take me yard here. That's a big deal. Obviously, we saw that from Sanchez as well. Gary Sanchez had a home run in yesterday's game. I feel like that's why I was never necessarily against having Gary Sanchez in the lineup as a DH. I still want him behind the plate. But he was brought in to be on this team to hit for power, right? And he's not doing it a ton, but when he does it, great. You know,
yeah, 9 homers on the year.
Right. At the very least, when he's at the plate, the pitchers have to go, this one is a threat. Right?
Yeah,
I'm telling you, there's got to be something with the mentality that you change when it comes to these pitchers to make them not get comfortable. You got to keep them uncomfortable on the mound. You got to have a little bit of something. That's why I loved seeing Lara the other day go 8 pitches in at-bats and working counts. That's great. You got a guy that can slap one and make you throw a bunch of pitches. Fantastic. You have a guy that if you miss, he's going to take a yard. Fantastic. If it's too much consistency through the lineup of the same thing, pitchers can get comfortable.
Yeah, stress. You got to make them stress a little bit, right? That makes them use more energy. They get more tired, less pitches they can throw. 97 pitches, make it feel like 97. Don't make it feel like 77.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And when we were at the game on Wednesday and I was watching Skeen's pitch count, and Zabe was like, man, you focus a lot on pitch count. And I was like, yeah, because in today's day and age of baseball, the analytics and everything else, it's not about just how they're doing. They'll look at that pitch count. If I can have a guy, if I can have a Hamilton or a Pratt or a Lara or one of these guys that aren't necessarily a home run threat at the plate, work a count and have an 8-pitch at bat that leads to a walk, that is huge. That is a huge at bat for this team. It's, and then you'd have Tarango up there and strike out on 4 pitches, and you're like, that. And maybe I'm scarred. Maybe I was scarred from that in the Dodgers series of just going, guys, can we at least make them get some full counts here, throw some pitches? In that NLCS, it felt like they were at 50 pitches through 6 innings. I'm like, how is this even a thing?
They weren't hitting like themselves. They were trying too hard, right? They weren't doing the break a pitcher down through pitch count, foul a couple off, make it 5-6 pitches instead of 2 or 3. Yep. Yeah, they were doing none of that in that series.
All of that adds up. And I know in the playoffs things are different, and they'll maybe let a pitcher go a little bit deeper. But for the most part, these pitchers are trained that when they get close to 100 pitches, that's it. The goal is essentially you're going to 100 pitches at most.
Shohei hit 3 homers in a game, and the Brewers never made him feel tired at all.
Right.
On the mound. He pitched in the same game, and he was never exhausted. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the big difference, and I'm all about that, and I want to keep seeing that. Mix it up. Keep the pitchers stressed. Unlike Best Electric. No stress with Best Electric. All right, we'll see how Sparky's doing. Is Sparky stressed about something? Probably. We'll find out how Sparky's doing. He's going to join us on the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call. Next, when we come back, we're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Good morning. This is your wake-up call.
It's time to wake up Steve Sparky Pfeiffer from Wisconsin Sports Daily.
All right, rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. Come on, hop, hop, hop.
This is the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
Here's your host, Josh Albrecht.
That ball's hit well, right center field. It is back. Churio get it. It is up and gone. Jackson Churio with a home run. Brewers strike first on this Thursday afternoon. Long run of days in a row. Sanchez cracks one into the deep left field. It is going to fly. El Gary puts the Brewers in front with a solo home run. 0-2 pitch, and on a hop, it eats him up. Coming in to score, Cooper Pratt, and the Brewers add one. It is 4-2 Milwaukee. And Vaughn into left field, a base hit. Mitchell had to freeze on the line drive. They're going to wave him home. Here comes Mitchell, and he's in there. Set up for a double play ball, which would end this game if Patrick can get one on the ground. And it's a liner, right to on a hop. Terang to Pratt, and safe is the call. Bang, bang, straight to the video monitor we go. Is it going to be first and third, or is it going to end this game? Pat Murphy says challenge. Oh, yeah, this game's going to be over. And the game is over. It's a double play to end it. Chad Patrick, with his fifth save, makes a winner out of Dustin May in his Brewers debut.
Come on, Ump, what are you doing? You're ruining the perfect call from BA there to end the game. Literally calls for a double play, gets a double play. Ump goes, no, hold on, let's send this one to replay first. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, that's another W for the Milwaukee Brewers. Not a damn good day, but a good day for sure yesterday as the Brewers continue beating those pesky Pirates that everyone complained about. Good morning, Wisconsin. This is hour 2 of the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call. I'm Josh Albrecht, Aaron Morse alongside you guys on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, 414-677-1250. And we welcome to the show Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. Hi, Spark. How are you?
Doing good. How are you all doing?
Oh, we are fantastic.
Doing well.
Although I do have to say, earlier in the show, not only did I learned yesterday that Aaron hasn't been to the State Fair in almost 2 decades. And that he has no intent on going.
Well, the crazy part about this is I was listening earlier today. I think the goal next year is Aaron does a show at State Fair.
I said I'm going to make you got to schedule him.
We're going to schedule him for a show next year at State Fair.
Be preparing my 2-week statement. Sorry, guys, I'm leaving.
And Summerfest.
Yeah,
no, wait a
I've
minute.
never been to Summerfest.
See that?
Oh my God!
Well, if he doesn't like big crowds, he's not going to dig Summerfest.
His reasoning for not going to, well, I'd have to park.
Yeah,
and
it's a
walk.
hassle.
I was like, that's what you have to park and walk.
You got to figure out
everything you do.
It's a hassle.
So wait a second. Hold on. Just quickly. So you don't go to Packers, Brewers, Badgers games, but your Brewers games you can walk forever, a lot farther than you would for State Fair.
Yep.
Way more worth it.
What
Going
do
to
you
a
mean,
Brewer
way more
game
worth
over, yeah, way better.
Oh, so it's the justification. So what is it that you find boring then at about State Fair or Summerfest?
Oh, Summerfest, I'm not a huge music person. Like I like music, but I don't need to go see. I don't need to spend money watching people sing live. I pull up my Spotify and I listen to them if I want to. Like it's really silly. Okay, I've been to 2. This is gonna. You guys are gonna.
We're learning a lot about Aaron.
Yep.
You guys are
It's
gonna.
a bash Aaron Friday here.
Well, I'm
on
not bashing Aaron.
No,
I am. I'm not. We're just learning about him.
414-677-1250.
You're gonna learn something real good here.
Okay.
People are gonna either think this is hilarious or think I'm just a moron, which is probably both.
Okay.
I've been to 2 concerts in my life.
I probably have been to like 8 to 10. Maybe.
That's not the crazy thing. The crazy thing is one of them was Flo Rida post Brewers game back when I worked in the scoreboard department. So I was just there. I was like, oh, I'll stay for a while.
That doesn't count.
that?
Okay. No, that doesn't.
Okay.
Count. No.
The other one I've
You
been
were
to.
working while a concert was happening.
No,
You
I
didn't
wasn't
go
working.
to a
I was
concert.
done with work. I
He
just
stayed
stayed
and watched.
after work. So I was like, oh, okay.
Not the same.
No, I think you have to
And
buy
then I
a
left
ticket.
early. I stayed for like a half hour.
I think
Like,
you
oh,
have
that's
to
good.
buy a ticket for it
Okay.
to count.
The other concert I went to, Flo Rida.
Again.
In La Crosse. Yeah, it just happens that I went. One of my friends was like, hey, he's coming to La Crosse. Want to go? I was like, sure.
So
the
really,
only two concerts
you've
I've
only been to
is
one
Flowrider.
concert, and it's Flow Rider.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't-
assuming
I
you
don't need
have
this-
him on your Spotify.
I mean,
No,
not
I think
really.
you-
I mean, I have a bunch of his.
it was just
stuff, but I don't
happenstance.
listen to him. That yeah, it's just happenstance. Yeah. I don't need to go spend my money to see people sing live.
All right,
I
then
can
go to
I
State
can listen
Fair.
to them.
That's cool.
What is there at State Fair for me to do that I can't do? Like, I mean, I don't care to
Everything.
ride on a Ferris wheel, or I don't care to eat specialty foods or drink specialty milk.
One
or-
second. One second. We're learning about Aaron. Sorry, folks. So what is it that you do like to do? I mean, I
sports.
know you
Thank
like to play baseball, and you're on your baseball
Sports.
team that you play, whatever. But
That's the only thing I
But
do.
once baseball is done, then what?
I watch sports.
You watch sports, but you don't go do anything.
Not really.
Oh man.
If sports aren't involved, I really don't do much.
No, it's not. No, that's not fair. No,
Yeah,
no,
yes,
no.
it is.
No, it's not. No. Because look, I've been cold and lonely. I've been in that place. So
Are
I
you
mean,
cold and lonely?
I can,
No,
I can
I'm
relate.
good. I love my life.
Well, no.
I don't have to do anything.
Yeah. It wasn't that I didn't love my life, but it's just you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I
the
like
deal.
just me.
Right, and
Yeah.
so did I. I like just me too.
It's
But-
awesome. I don't have to answer to anyone.
But there was
I
a
can
lot
do
more
whatever I want.
alcohol involved in my life back then. A lot. Now there's none. So I mean, that's kind of the difference. I can get down with it though, man. That's cool, man.
Yeah. No,
Whatever.
it's not.
Do you play video games?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got video games too, so that makes
What
him
video
happy.
games do you play?
Sports video games.
Of course.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dude, he's meant to do this.
I should have.
I
figured
don't
that.
do anything other than sports. Yeah.
All right.
People who don't involve themselves in sports, I'm like, what do you do?
And they go, I go to Summerfest. I go to State Fair. I go
Well,
hang
I
out
mean,
where other
like,
people are.
that like
I go
sports do that, but like
experience
people
life.
who don't, like, I'm like, wait, you don't sit down and watch football on Sunday?
No,
like, there's people who like go do, they're like, oh, I don't need to watch football. I'm like, what
Best
do
time
you do then?
in this
You know?
state, man. Best time to go grocery shopping is
Yeah.
Sunday during
Oh,
a
yeah.
Packer game because
Mhm.
everything
It's
is
true.
empty.
Except unless it's out of stock because everyone already went shopping on Saturday.
That is the problem. Or
Post-church
going
rush?
or going
Oh.
right after church before a Packer game, and you're waiting in line forever, and
Mhm.
everybody's getting mad because they're going to miss kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like you have nobody to be mad at but yourself because you should have went like 3 days ago.
Yep.
You knew what you're getting yourself into.
Yep. All right. So there's our little learning about Aaron for the day and the fact that the excuse is still terrible for why he won't go to the Wisconsin State Fair.
It's really not about crowds or parking. He just rather go.
Someone
to
on the
He
talking,
just doesn't want to go.
right.
yeah.
Which is fine.
Someone on the talking text line said, if you like to listen to music, you support them by going and paying the money for their live shows, so they have money to keep making music. Missing the point. Like, if they didn't make music, my life wouldn't change. I would just listen to other music or not listen to music.
Right. The only
Right?
thing that you
Yeah,
go
I would
and you
agree.
support
I
is
don't.
sports.
I would tend to agree. I don't need music.
Yeah.
I don't
You
need
don't need
music.
music.
No, I don't. I'm not a big music guy either. But I will go to State Fair and Summerfest and sit down and watch a free band or whatever else. But like paying money at Summerfest at the amphitheater, I really don't do that. No. But
What-
free stages?
There's no
Sure.
band. There's no band that you were like, oh my god, that band's gonna be there. I have to go see
At
them.
Summerfest? Never.
Anywhere.
No. Oh yeah, I've paid money to go to see bands. Like I've seen Boyz II Men the most of everybody.
Big Boys to Men fan.
Yeah. Kenny
Okay.
Rogers. Saw Kenny Rogers a couple of times before he passed away. So I've seen Ronnie Millsap. I was much younger then. That was at like the Waukesha County Fair or something, like back in the day. But yeah, I'm not a big music concert goer either. Like Rami, like he toured around for like 2 summers following the band Fish.
Oh
I
yeah,
think he's
one of
seen
them.
Fish like 14 times or something like that. So I mean, I'm not to that like that where you have to go. And I know there are other people that go 10, 15, 20 concerts a year. A guy that we used to have on, Chris Monter, who wrote for College Basketball News and used to be one of my NBA draft guys all the time. He would go to like 60, 70 concerts a year. A year. He would go to 60 or 70 concerts. So
there's
he was a
better ways-
huge music guy.
There are better ways to spend your
Huge.
time. You were
Your
going
money.
To, oh,
Your money.
yeah,
That's a lot of money.
sitting at home.
That's your choice, right?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
everybody's battling for. They're battling
Mhm.
for your entertainment dollar. Why do you think Marcus Movie Theaters has a $6 movie night on Tuesday? It was $5, but a $6 movie night on Tuesdays because they're trying to get the people that can't afford to go the rest of the week to at least show up to go to a movie and say once a month.
Yeah.
That's good. That's where my issue is going to be with the Milwaukee Bucks here. because your team's going to suck. So are you going to leave everything alone and not help anybody, want to come see your bad product? Or are you going to be like, you know what? We understand we're not going to be very good. So the parking prices that Sparky's been complaining about for 20 years on the radio, we're going to drop those down to, say, $10.
Hell no.
Right? $10, $5 on weeknights to get people, to make it more affordable for people. Well, we're not going to touch ticket prices, but we're going to help you there. We're going to have a family affordable concession stand that people can spend money at as well at Bucks games. But that's not going to happen. They're going to keep their inflated prices. They're going to play in front of a quarter-filled stadium, and then everybody's going to complain that nobody's going to games.
I haven't been to a Bucks game in a long time.
Of course not. You got to drive. You got to park.
No, I would
walk,
go.
All
It's just
the things you hate.
Yeah,
it's
but wait a second.
expensive to go drive. I mean, I haven't lived in this area for a while, so I had
you
to
were in
drive
lacrosse.
3 hours, pay all the money, drive
Right.
3 hours, drive back. So that's
Yeah, Josh, if you look at the Bucks, okay,
Yeah.
and you look at the Brewers and the Packers, and even the Badgers, it's the least fun, like, pre-experience there is.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
You've got tailgating a Packer game, tailgating a Brewer game, partying before at any random house and you walk in front of it at a Badger game. Like, that is way more of a fun time before a game. They're stuck. They're in the winter. There's nowhere to go do any of that stuff. They've got parking garages.
The Deer District, there are different places you can go.
Sure. Right. But now you're going into bars and paying $15 for a drink.
Correct.
Right? You're not doing it outside of your car type deal. That also makes it more difficult. They did a great job building the Deer District, having the bars and all of that but that also puts them behind the 8 ball when it comes to getting people to come to their games. It's, like he said, if you're coming from La Crosse or from Wausau or Green Bay, it's not as far of a drive, but like Wausau or La Crosse or whatever, to Milwaukee to come to a sporting event. Well, if I'm coming in for the Brewers, I can see 2 games in a 3-game series and make it worth my while. Get a one-night hotel, see a Saturday night game, see a Sunday afternoon game, and drive home and be ready to go back to work on Monday, right? That makes sense. Leave on Saturday. I don't got to take off work on Friday or Monday, and I'm good.
Yep.
And I see 2 sporting events. If I wanted to go see a Packer game, well, there's Titletown District, there's the Hall of Fame. There's still stuff to do there that you can cover 2 days as well with Packers. With Bucks, I mean,
you're not seeing the Bucks. You could go to an Admirals game.
You can go to the Admirals game, but I mean, there's 3rd Street Market Hall and so forth.
Yeah, plenty of things to do downtown.
Right, but the city of Milwaukee has not exactly the most positive light on it from around the rest of the state. So you have that working against you as well. That's the other issue that goes along with this.
I think
the negative spotlight that Milwaukee has.
I think the other thing too, on top of it, is the biggest point you made was that it's the winter. That it's not the middle of summer.
Right, so you could be traveling in snow or whatever.
The state loves summer.
And then there's
always something happening in summer.
This is my favorite one. Oh, you don't want to pay $30 for parking, Sparky? Well, no problem. Then just park like down on Water Street and walk up.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's what I want to do in the middle of winter is walk from Water Street to Fiserv Forum. That sounds like great. And then
you
walking
don't
there
wear
with my
snow pants to the Bucks game?
Right, walking with my kids, making that hike. Like
the other thing about that is they don't guarantee that their stars are playing in the NBA. Like,
well, yeah.
I mean, if you were traveling
the good
2
news
hours,
is the Bucks don't have any.
Yeah,
now, so
that's easy.
If you were traveling 2 hours, it's pretty much guaranteed that you're going to see, a Yelich, Contreras, Churio in a lineup. You're not guaranteed to see Giannis or whoever that superstar. So I think that turns away people too from driving 2 hours or more to go to games.
People got mad whenever Giannis would sit at Bucks home games, and I was a proponent of it. My deal was, for superstars in the NBA, and I've always said this should be a rule, if you want to rest your players, you rest them at home. No resting on the road, because Giannis is only coming to that town once, and over the course of 10 years, he may only come 8 times, depending on if he's healthy or not, or 7 times. Like, you're not screwing over that road fan base from seeing that superstar coming. If he sits at home, dog, you got 41 home dates. He's been playing there for 10 years. You've had a lot of opportunities to go see Giannis. You choose not to. Well, that's on you. And then you choose go one time in 10 years and he doesn't play. Now you're mad at the world. Hey, those are the breaks. I'm sorry. But on the road, that's different. I think NBA stars should be mandated to play on the road. If LeBron's coming to Milwaukee and he's healthy, he should have to play. If Durant's coming or Curry or those guys, they should have to play on the road, regardless of the city.
The Nicolay Law fan talking text line chiming in here. The 715 said the difference between spending your money at concerts and spending your money on sporting events is that you know what you're going to usually get in concerts, but the thrill and exhilaration of going to sports games is undefeated, in my opinion.
Yeah. There is the not knowing the ending, the drama. It's you know if you go to a concert, you're going to hear your favorite songs and so forth. So really, in a way, Aaron's not a guy that likes music, but in a way, there's more of a guaranteed fun time going to a concert than it is really going to a game, unless you're weird and you don't care if your team loses and it's not about that. For me personally, if I go to a game and they lose, I'll leave mad. Like, it's like going to a funeral. I walk out quiet, like I'm not happy, right?
No matter what, regular season doesn't matter?
Yeah, no, preseason Packer games, it doesn't. No, I don't care about preseason Packer games.
But anything else?
But regular season Brewers game, Packers game, Bucks game, Marquette game, Badger game, Panther game, type deal. Yeah, that's kind of how I am, right? That determines how much I enjoy the game or don't enjoy the game, really, at the end of the day. So, but if you look at it again from a entertainment aspect like you're talking about and battling for that entertainment dollar. Yesterday at State Fair, and we're back out there today. Mitch is out there at noon to 2. I'm out there from 2 until 6:30. This is or was the most packed first day of the fair I've seen in a long time. Like, that expo building was shoulder to shoulder, and I talked to multiple people that were like vendors inside, and they're like, this is way busier than last year. This isn't even remotely close to last year. So I don't know what it was. If it was the beautiful weather, it wasn't extremely hot. There was no rain in the forecast, even though we got rained out a little bit. But yeah, it was awesome. I hope State Fair is like this the rest of the time because it makes it a lot more fun. And then, we're doing our post-game show, and you can hear a band playing
just
down the
right
way.
over there.
And Tim Allen's like, I'm going to go over there as soon as we're done. I'm going to go listen to this band. Dude, they're good. I've heard their last 2 or 3 songs. So he was chilling, listening to the music or whatever else. When you're in studio, you don't get that in studio.
No. Or on your couch at home. That's my point.
Correct.
I'll tell you this. Day 2 of the Wisconsin State Fair is today, and our friends from By the Yard are giving away a $2,000 in-store credit towards your purchase of 4 custom Adirondack chairs and 2 side tables. To register to win, you simply have to stop by the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network booth right outside of the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center, scan the QR code, and free fans while supplies last. You know that Aaron is not going to win that because he's not going to be there. Just increased your odds of getting that $2,000 in-store credit. Go do that. Check out Thunder and the rest of the gang when they're down there for the State Fair. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come back. We got a caller on the line. We're going to get to them and talk about the Brewers, the game they won last night, and read some of these texts in regards to the Dodgers and people feeling like, yeah, are the Dodgers already playing the Brewers for fools? That's an interesting thought. All right, we'll talk about that and more when we come back on the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. The Wisconsin Sports Radio Network is proudly outfitted by Burghardt Sporting Goods, our official apparel partner. Outfit your team or company with custom apparel today at BSG1881.com. If you went to State Fair yesterday, you saw Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, who's joining us today on the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call, along with Tim Allen, looking good in their new gear from Burghardt Sporting Goods. Looked good, felt good yesterday, huh, Spark?
I had my North Face polo on.
Yeah, North
yesterday.
Face polo.
Yeah, it was really nice. Really, really nice. Sweatshirts are really nice and soft and all that. Got a winter hat.
Brandon might have won the contest. He has this like diamond pullover. I don't know. It was so cozy. I was like, I need to try that on.
That's what he was saying. Yeah. No, all the apparel is really, really cool.
Won.
And we've made everybody else in the building jealous that doesn't work here now. So
yep, darn right.
Got that going for us.
Darn right. All right, let's talk about what happened yesterday. The Brewers win 5-2. Jackson Chourio, Gary Sanchez, both with some homers. Dustin May, pretty good in his first start.
Wait a second. Where did you get that hat from?
What do you mean?
That color was not available, was it?
Oh, it wasn't? Was it not on there? Are you sure?
No, Josh.
Oh.
So where did you get the hat from, Josh?
Burghardt Sporting Goods.
So you cut your own deal for your own colors?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I do, because that was not available.
I'm not sure.
I mean,
maybe it was blue and black.
I was going to say, maybe it looks off-colored from in here, but it looks teal.
Maybe it is definitely teal. Definitely not the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network colors.
Yeah,
no, teal was not the color. No.
Listen, they know that I wear hats every day, and they were like, "We need to get you a bunch of different colored hats to make sure you're wearing a Wisconsin Sports Radio Network hat."
They pitched it.
Listen, we might have had some conversations.
So you're Mr.
Aaron?
Connections guy over there, right?
I am, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll wear a Roosevelt shirt if you get it one with the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network on it.
A Roosevelt shirt
with the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network logo. That's what it is. It's all the same logos on a shirt.
Oh, we would. Well,
yeah.
we'll look into it.
Yeah, sure. I'm in.
Otherwise, you'd never put it. I don't know. I've never seen you in a button down. Although I have seen you in like a Care Bear outfit, so I believe that you do it.
I've got a button down that's got reindeers all over it for Christmas time.
See, okay,
yeah,
so it wouldn't even be that surprising.
No, I would totally wear something like that.
What's more likely to happen? You wearing that type of shirt, or Aaron going to State Fair?
Me wearing that shirt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Anyway, ADHD moment. So back to the game. Dustin May makes his start for the Brewers. His first start for the Brewers, goes 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, 97 pitches. Biggest thing that I said, Spark, obviously, listen, they won 2 runs. Anytime starting pitcher is only giving up 2 runs, I'll take that. But the biggest thing to me, 6 full. I feel like we've had a decent amount of pitchers, whether it be because of injury, fatigue, or just their lack of ability to do it, looking at you, Brandon Sproat, who's no longer in the rotation. But getting 6 full is the goal. I like that. I like not having to rely on 4 pitchers out of the bullpen in a game. What was your biggest takeaway from Dustin May's start?
I think that's what you wanted, right? You wanted 6-2 if you could get it, and he gave you 6-2. And through 4, when we were doing Wisconsin Sports Daily yesterday, I had told Charlie the night before that I had thought that 6-2 would be a good start, and it was at 4-2 at that point, and the pitch count was at 67, 68. Charlie's like, dude, I don't know if you're going to get through 6. I mean, his pitch count is pretty high already. It's like, well, we'll find out, and he got through 6. And I think you're right. That's the goal, right? You want to get depth out of him. You want to get depth out of Mizorowski, and now Henderson is starting to show some ability to get through 6 innings too. So that gives you 3 guys. And Harrison, for the most part, has been pretty good too. So I mean, really, you got 4 guys that should be able to get you through 6. And I think in some games you'll see Miz or Harrison or Dustin May potentially get you through 7 innings. And that is a good thing for this Brewers bullpen. So you don't have to tax them down the stretch. I mean, off days are non-existent here for the last several weeks. And going ahead next week on this West Coast trip,
4 left.
Yeah, this West Coast trip coming up, they have no off days.
No,
they go to the Padres for 3, and then they're in LA for the Dodgers for 4.
Yeah, I mean, Chad Patrick got the save.
Yeah,
in yesterday's game, and I think they said that was his fifth save. Which
I think
I was
he's
like,
probably got a couple 3-inning saves.
Yep.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, how? when were we bringing Chad Patrick in the closing role? But no, 100% Spark. I'm with you on that. I think that this is a time I talked about going into the All-Star break. It was evident that the Brewers were going to try to coast for a little bit. They were worried about the fact that this was already the most pitches or most innings Miz had thrown. They were pushing everyone to their limits, and they went, we got to back off. People are feeling fatigue. They were pushing starts. They were sitting guys. They were giving guys, well, we're just choosing not to start them. Nothing's wrong. No x-rays needed, but we're going to give them a break, essentially, to make sure that we don't face a situation to where some of these guys are burnt out by October. Then it seemed like post-trade deadline, that time was up. And because of the moves that happened with the Cubs and the pressure that the Cubs are now applying to the Brewers, it seems like they've got to kind of go back to that mentality of going, let's push it. We got to make sure we stay ahead. And meanwhile, we're watching the Dodgers lose 6-7 in a row, and they're like, yeah, whatever.
But like Aaron said, they're not playing with a lot of their guys. The thing about the Brewers I don't think they really have changed their mentality. Right now, as we sit, they're in a 6-man rotation because they haven't moved Shane Drone or Gasser out of the rotation yet. They're both going to start this next weekend. So they're sitting in a 6-man. When they asked Matt Arnold at the trade deadline, so what are you going to do? Is it going to be a 6-man or what? And at that point, he said, we haven't really got to that point of discussing what we're going to do and how we're going to approach this. I would not be surprised if they sat in a 6-man rotation for a while here and let Drone and Gasser stay in the rotation, kept Niz to once a week. Again, and that essentially is saving you starts and innings on his arm, but he's still pitching, and it saves everybody an additional potential. Those 2-start weeks don't happen then. And if you can avoid that, I think that's probably a good thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if they stay in a 6-man rotation for a while.
I mean, the 6-man rotation, sure, but I still feel like they're. Let me ask you this: do you think that there's going to be more pressure added to what they're expecting out of those starting pitchers?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they're in a pretty comfy position right now in this division with the Cubs. You're going to have
a lot of people disagree with that.
That's because everybody's scared. I think you're going to have an opportunity later to face the Cubs here, and you're going to have an opportunity to put them away. So, if you can do that, that's great. The other part about it is, and Tim and I were talking about this yesterday on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show, this offense really hasn't clicked and gotten hot together yet. So once that happens, you can run away and hide on the Cubs, and it'll be 10 games like that before you know it on the Cubs. You put together 7, 8, 9 games in a row, and you could run away and hide in this division and then not have to worry about that. And if the Dodgers don't start playing better, you might be able to run away and hide on them too. Then the challenge becomes, okay, so if all of a sudden the Brewers are up 3, 4, 5 games for the best record in the NL, now what? Now, does that change our mentality of who we're playing, when we're playing them, and not taking your foot off the gas? Because if you go back a few years ago when the trader was here and we were in September and it was pretty much over and he pulled his foot off the gas, and then they got to the postseason and they couldn't figure out how to get themselves back up and going again. So that's going to be a tricky situation too. If I'm sitting here going, when do I want them to get hot? I want them to get hot the last week of September.
Correct.
That's when I want them to get hot. Getting hot now doesn't really do anything. I mean, it'd be nice.
It gives them time to cool down.
Right. It'd be nice. And with the Dodgers as banged up as they are, is that really a measuring stick series next weekend if they're all still banged up and hurt?
Agreed.
Probably not. Still not a measuring stick series. It's going to be tough because it's always tough to play on the West Coast. So, those 7 games are going to be tough. You come out of that West Coast trip, starts on Monday. If you come out of that trip 4-3, I think you're happy at 4-3 coming out of that trip.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's usually what we say about West Coast games.
500 record or so on the road, I think you're good. Even if you're 3-4, it's not end of the world.
All right, we got John in Franklin on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line. John, welcome to the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for getting me on talking our beloved Brewers. But Spark, man, I don't know what's I love what you're saying there, but I'm not buying it, my friend. I listened to the end of that stupid game, Cubs game yesterday. And of course, Bregman comes out of the grave to pull that one out of the fire. I'm not losing sleep about the Cubs. I mean, what's going to happen is going to happen. And then, frankly, if we can keep winning series, obviously they're probably never going to catch us. But that lineup is a heck of a lot better than ours. And you're talking about ours all getting and hitting together. When's that going to happen? Because that hasn't happened all year. I mean, I'd love it to happen, Sparky, but it's going to take a combination of a lot of factors, including not blowing game one when we get into the playoffs, brother.
All you got to do is be hot at the right time, and that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people would argue that last year, their best part of their year was in August. That was when this team was going the strongest, and then you didn't have that same type of deal necessarily in the postseason, and the Cubs series drained you emotionally. That was obviously, the other part of this, where if you go back and you look at, when the Cardinals got on their runs with Matheny and La Russa, they were one of the hottest teams in the last 2 weeks of the month of September every year, and they carried that momentum through the postseason. The Brewers still have yet to have that, and that is what you want. You want them to be the hottest team in baseball heading into the postseason and keep those bats going. Jackson Chourio looks like he's got himself figured out, so that's good. We're going in the right direction. Is Yelich ever going to figure himself out? Doubtful. Can Terang get hot? Because it's been a while since we've seen that. So can Terang get hot and get going? William Contreras, we know he can get real hot. We haven't seen that in a minute. So there are a lot of guys on this team that really haven't gotten going in the way that we've seen in the past, where they can carry you for, a week or two when their bat is really going. The rookies, they've done their job. I mean,
7, 8, 9 have been,
Pratt's
a lot of clutch spots.
Right. Pratt's come up. He's pitched. He's hit well. Luis Lara has hit well since he's come up as well. David Hamilton's not a starter, but they continue to run him out there.
Yeah, what's with that?
Murphy said it depends. He's playing him and Ortiz based on pitcher and pitch mix that the pitcher throws. Depends on if Hamilton or Ortiz plays. So.
Cooper Pratt is, in his last 21 games, hitting at 373 with a 966 OPS.
And as we've talked about before with that dude, eventually the power is going to come. He's like 6'3", 6'4". Eventually the power is going to come. And when it comes, then he's going to become a monster at shortstop. Because now you're talking about a guy that could potentially hit 25 home runs a year, hit 285 somewhere in that area, and still steal some bags to go along with it, and play, Gold Glove caliber defense. Then you really got something.
Yeah. Yep. And every single game that Pratt and Lara are in is another rep that those young kids are getting. So I've said it multiple times on this show. If they're in and the Brewers win, even if they're not part of the reason why they won, it's a great game for them because they're getting that experience, which they need. They need every single rep they can get if we're legitimately hoping that they are part of a winning solution for this Brewers team in the postseason.
Correct. Winning a World Series. Lara, I don't really worry about, to be honest with you. Lara seems like a pretty cool, calm dude. Like, it's never really looked like the moment's been too big for him. He really's never shown nerves or anything like that. Pratt was definitely nervous the first game. I mean, you could just see it.
Sure.
He was definitely nervous. But it's like he's settled in. He's talking about the game has slowed down for him now, where it's just playing baseball. So I feel good about that. Now, have they played playoff postseason baseball in the MLB with the national media and everything comes along with that? No, they haven't seen that yet, and obviously they'll experience it. But again, if you're talking about playing the Dodgers, you're not going to see them to the NLCS. So they'll have dealt with the media and the fanfare of being in the postseason already for a series. So it's not going to ratchet up or change all that much from the first series they're in to the Dodgers series when it's the NLCS.
Speaking of Pratt slowing down, did you see he got hit in the Family Jewels yesterday?
Yep.
Oof.
Was it on accident?
Eject him.
Come on. It had to be
Throw him out.
On accident.
Was it?
Yeah, it was an accident.
You think that was intentional?
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. Was it?
Why? Give me the motive.
I feel like that would be really hard to intentionally do.
One second. Aaron, you play baseball, right?
Yeah.
How many times did that happen to you?
Never.
How many times, because you watch sports all the time, you don't leave your house. How many times on TV have you ever seen that happen?
Maybe once.
I've never seen it. I'm 50. Come on, man.
And so because you've never seen it,
to do?
Man, seriously, has anybody ever seen that?
I'm honestly, I'm kind of floored right now because my brain didn't even fathom the idea.
So
that
I
it
was
intentional.
I was at State Fair yesterday. So I'm not watching the game. I'm doing my show. So I just got the box score, like the Gamecast on ESPN, showing me pitch by pitch, and I'm occasionally looking. Charlie's coming on the air, whatever. Charlie never even brought up that happened. So then we're in post game, Tim and I, and some guy calls up and asks if we saw it. I didn't see it. So he's talking about, hey, see what happened to Pratt, and Tim reacted or whatever. What happened? I'm like, okay. I didn't see it till last night on Twitter, and then or X, whatever. I saw it last night. I was like, damn. Like that, I've never, ever seen that. And I don't believe anybody, like, even brought up, like, did you do that on purpose? Like, I mean, following through like that, and then the long follow through, and boom, coming across. I mean, I don't know, man.
I think it's pretty impossible to be able to do that.
No
looking into the.
He was
tap.
definitely looking.
No,
when you throw and you come down, pop. I don't know. I'm just saying.
All right,
I'm
gonna
seen
look at this during the break. We're gonna break this down frame by frame during the break.
That's fine.
I don't know. Maybe I just want a better Friday to believe that there are people in the world out there that are like, yeah, I'm gonna get this guy right now. I'm gonna tap him right here, quick. Send him down.
He did more than tap him.
All right, we'll analyze that and continue our discussion on the Brewers and some things happening up in Green Bay with football back in our lives when we come back on the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call.
Yeah.
Live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It's the return of the fan favorite. Everyone's been asking for it. The Pretzel Bacon Pub Cheeseburger is back at Wendy's. Fresh, never frozen beef, creamy beer cheese, applewood smoked bacon, and crispy onions, all on a pretzel bun. Add a side of delicious bacon pub fries to create a combo so good you'll feel like you're at an actual pub after just one bite. It's only available for a limited time only, so do not delay. Go to Wendy's today. Welcome back to the Wisconsin Sports Wake-Up Call. Josh Albrecht, Aaron Morris, Steve Sparky Pfeiffer alongside. Sparky, I just went and I watched the video. There's no way that hit on Cooper Pratt's gonads was, it's not, no way that was intentional.
Did anybody ask him if he was wearing a cup?
There's no way he was. If he wasn't wearing a cup, it wouldn't have taken that long to recover.
Right. So why do guys not wear cups anymore in sports?
I don't.
Well, we talk. See, I think
I don't understand.
The only time I do, not the only time I do is if I were to catch, and I haven't caught in a long time.
Right. But otherwise, you don't.
And
so the same thing could happen.
What about if a catcher punches you?
So the same thing could have happened to you.
Yeah. Then I deal with the freak accident to that.
Or you get up and get your bat and be like, that's about enough.
That's true. I could do that.
Shake your bat at him. The 414 on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line has a question. Says, hey, guys, I'm very interested in what's going to happen in right field when Frelick comes back. I agree with you, Sparky. I like Lara, but I assume Frelick would be penciled in when he comes back, no?
Think about this for a second. You have Frelick, Lara, and Jake Bowers? Because Bowers is playing right field, too, to get Bowers and Vaughn into the lineup. I bet you the odd man out in all this is going to be Vaughn more than anybody else before this is all said and done.
Well,
and that's going to be crap because legitimately what should happen and will not is Vaughn should go into the DH role. Yelich should be on the bench. And then you should be rotating Lara and Frelick or just playing Lara every day, which is what I would say. But those guys rotate. Bowers or Vaughn play first. The other plays DH. Yelich, sorry you can't hit. You're coming off the bench. We'll play you a couple days a week in the starting role maybe. But that's the extent of it. Are they going to do that? Absolutely not. They're not going to do that. They're going to play Yelich every day no matter how bad he is and hope and pray that one day it clicks and it turns around. And maybe it will. Tim Allen is convinced one day he'll figure it out. Again, I have no idea. But even if he doesn't, he's still going to play. And then there's going to be an odd man out. Is Sal going to be the guy on the bench watching? We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, as much as we want Andrew Vaughn in the lineup, though, like there has to be – nobody talks about this. He hasn't been very good against righties. So
no, because he's had smaller sample sizes.
Yeah, when is he had the opportunity to play?
That was Murphy's deal all year long.
126 at-bats and 145 plate appearances against righties, 82 against lefties, 68 plate appearances or at-bats against lefties.
So what is it, almost half?
Yeah, he's pretty much almost doubled his at-bats against righties than lefties.
Yeah, that's
what are his numbers?
His OPS against righties is 711. Against lefties, it's 1150.
Right.
It's a 400-point difference.
So it's half the at-bats, though.
Right.
Half the points, half the bats.
382 average against lefties, 254 against righties.
And that's lefties earlier this year. Wasn't he hitting even more than that?
Probably, but I mean,
in general, he cooled down.
There is a reason why he hasn't been playing against righties as much.
Let me ask you a question: if Sal Frelick was healthy, would he have been traded at the deadline?
I don't know.
I don't think
because
so.
I think if you wanted Sal Frelick, you still could have traded Sal Frelick. You still have control over him, right? I mean, I don't think the injury at the deadline was something like, no, we don't want Sal now because he's not going to play for a week or 2 weeks or whatever it ends up being.
I think that when it comes to the postseason, you need as much power as you can possibly get to be in that lineup.
1,000%.
And so you're going to have Vaughn, Bowers, Contreras, Churio.
He's 5 homers this year.
You're going to have Pratt.
Yeah, his power
You're going to have
out.
hopefully Ortiz. But Hamilton will probably make a few starts.
And Levering has, I think, said something along the lines of the injury that Vaughn was coming off of. Apparently, like that year or whatever, that next year, it's hard to get your power back to where it was coming off of that injury. So you may not see that power increase potentially until next year. And that is a big problem because that was the big element that he brought was that ability, that loud double, that big home run, and that big moment. and you just haven't seen that consistently. Just like Yelich, 29 home runs last year.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that go?
Where'd they go?
Before the season starts and you're looking at this line going, okay, where are we getting power? Well, Vaughn's giving you power. Yelich, Churio, Contreras, Terang should be more around 20 home runs, right? That's kind of where you were getting your power. And Bowers is the surprise with what he's been able to do power-wise. But other than that, I mean, Contreras hasn't been that player that you thought he was going to be offensively as much.
But he can still be a power threat.
Yes.
And that's the difference. I think when you're looking at who doesn't, I hate that Bowers, Lara, and Frelick are all fighting for one spot because it's got to be Bowers. And to your point, I agree. Then they're going to go, well, we can put Bowers at first. And then
Vaughn
Vaughn
sits. Yep.
And I hate that because I want both of those guys to be an opportunity to smack one out of there.
I think if you look at the bench, I think the bench is going to be Vaughn on most days. Joey Ortiz will be on the bench with Vaughn most days. And then one would hope that it's probably Frelick on the bench. But I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I mean, Murphy's old school, and normally old school guys, vets don't lose jobs to injuries.
I think Lara and Frelick will be on the bench.
I'm hoping so. Unfortunately, for Lara specifically, I'm hoping so. But we still have plenty of time to see plenty of games left in the season.
Over?
That's it.
Yeah.
We're all done. The Steve Zabin Show with Josh Albrecht is coming up next. This has been the Wisconsin Sports Wake Up Call, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Have a good weekend, and we'll do it all again next week because we are not done yet.